Hello. How's everybody doing? Nice to see everybody. Hello, hello. I don't know if anybody's here yet, but I'll give it a few minutes. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Ola Joe. Hello. Hey, Sierra. Yeah, good to see everyone. Hey, guys. Just getting ready to show you guys some good updates. I've got some new surprises from the guys and a couple really, really cool things to share. So I'm going to wait till a few more people come in. I have been pretty busy making hats myself. So this is one of my finished hats. This is the Divine Beanie, which the guys made with me as well. And this one's made from prism yarn. Had some prism skeins. So this is what's left. Good to see everyone. Yeah, good morning, everybody. So here's my hat, and I'm going to donate this as well. It's so pretty. If you guys have the prism yarn, you should try to make one of these hats because it's pretty cool. How's everybody doing today? Pretty good? I got to weave in my ends. And we're going to have a special guest come here soon. So as soon as that special guest is in the basement, I'll bring him up. Guess I kind of gave it away by saying him, huh? What else have I been making here? Let me reach over here. Sorry, I didn't have this ready, but we've also been making dishcloths in the class. So this is one of my dishcloths. I was teaching with this one, so that's why it's only half done. It's got like a I don't know, a flower pattern kind of. So we did the foundation single start on this. So during the last class, I taught the foundation single crochet, or kind of a refresher, I suppose. And that's how we started our dishcloth, which was challenging for most folks, but it's such a good one to learn, as you guys know. So hello, Amanda. I got your name right. Hi, Samantha. How's everybody doing? What else do I have down here to show you? I also have the Divine Beanie made out of an Ogo cake. This one's coming along. It's pretty, you know, it's almost like a bowl. It like can stand up on its own, but I have faith that when I wash it, it's going to be softer. So here it is. So I just saw the guys this last week. Thursday, actually, because I had training on Wednesday. Hello, Karen. So they're doing great. The class went awesome. We made dishcloths. This is mine. I'll put the link to the dishcloth pattern. It's a free yarn inspirations pattern in the description after the live. And I also gave them a little scrubby heart pattern so they could donate and give to their family members little scrubby hearts for Valentine's Day, and this flower dishcloth. So flowers and hearts for Valentine's Day. I know, that's so kitschy, but I think it's super cute. So this is my dishcloth. The pattern's really easy, excuse me, but it's a good one to learn how to keep track of charts because it's primarily a charted pattern. However, you can use the written pattern. I just wanted the guys to learn to lean heavily on those charts, and that's what we're going to be working towards in the future. So I'm going to wait for my guests to get here before I start really going into the deep end here, but this is pretty much what's been going on. We are still taking donations. They're getting pretty low on yarn. I know, surprise, surprise, but when you have 30 plus people crocheting in a class, they really go through the yarn. So I am going to put up my little address here. It is a mailbox. You can send donations if you would like to this address. It's running down on the ticker there. And that can also receive encouraging messages, cards, etc., packages from Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, you name it, it can be received at this address. So if you're looking to donate, we so appreciate all the donations we have received. I have been sending out thank you notes. So if you've donated, expect it, and you've provided your address, expect a thank you note in the mail. Let's see. Not sure if you're able to go to the P.O. box yesterday. Oh, yeah, Karen. I have not gone to the P.O. box yesterday. It closes kind of early on Saturdays, so I tend to go on Monday. After class, I'm pretty tired, especially if the class was Thursday. That's normally my PT day. So after PT, I go to class. In this case, it was a long day. So didn't make it to the P.O. box yet, or the mailbox, I guess I'll call it, and I will Monday. So thank you so much. And Jerry, as I sit here a year later looking at the box of bobbins, I still have to send, and we got yarn we're going to send. Thank you, Jerry. No problem. I know you guys have had a hard year, so that is no issue whatsoever. I just thank everyone who has donated. Like, you guys should have seen their face. They got this huge donation of hooks in the last few weeks, and they have been loving those hooks. It gives them the chance to try new sizes and new styles. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Yes. No worries, Karen said, yeah. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Let me see if I can pop up a couple of pics. If you guys have not, I know there's some new faces here that I've not seen. So let me share with you a group picture of the guys. Some of you may have already seen this, but some may have not. So let me pop this in real quick. They're so fun, they're so kind, and they are working so hard, you guys, on all of their items. So here's a group picture of everybody. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, I don't know. Share screen. Okay, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. One of these days, you guys. One of these days I'll get it. Let me pop it open here. So we have about, gosh, there's over 20, almost 30 or so in the class. Any given time, it varies, right? Because some people aren't feeling well that day. They might not be able to attend for whatever reason. So it does vary. So here's the picture of the class. Aren't they so sweet? Oh my gosh, look at them. So you guys can see they all have their projects. This is me and one of the guys I'm helping him at the last class. So I'm helping him with the foundation start. Hello, yep. So there's the whole class again. You can see they've made blankets. You can see they've made amigurumis. I'm gonna see if zooming in will work. Here we go. So you guys can see a little more of their faces. Look at that fox. So yeah, this is the whole reason why I'm here, is to teach these minimum security residents how to crochet. They're all men. It's an all men's unit, and it is minimum security. So these are folks that have earned the right to be in this particular area of the prison and really, really want to learn to crochet, which really helps them with their leadership skills, helps them with their interpersonal skills, so they can work with each other. Because while I'm not there, if they're approved to do so, which most of them are, they can crochet outside of class. So they work with one another. Oftentimes they'll teach. These are some mentors. This fellow and this fellow are mentors. And they teach others while I'm not there, because I'm not there all the time, of course. The little fox is so cute, right, Sierra? Oh my gosh, they are doing so awesome. So there's that. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Folks weren't here to see this, but you can see these two folks. The guy in the purple sweater is a mentor, and he's teaching a newbie. So and this was some of the yarn that was donated from Premier. So this blue skein here, I think this one too, this light purple, all cotton yarn donated from Premier. So thank you, Premier. I'm going to send these photos to them too. And here's some of the makes that they've done so far. This is from the last time I was there. So you have a couple of hats, and this purple one, the man who made this said it's for his daughter. How sweet, right? And this guy's doing amazing. These are cabled hats, you guys. Like, I haven't even tried this pattern yet. Look at them. And look at the cool pom-poms they're making. They don't have access to sharp scissors. These scissors I bring with me every time I go, and they're kept in my bag. So I can have them use them while I'm there, but they don't have scissors. So look at what they're doing with just, their hands. They can use nail clippers, most likely. Their creativity is awesome. So, oh, who do we have here? Okay, hold on one second, you guys. Let me bring up my guest. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, get ready. So this is a very special guest. We don't get to have him very often, but when we do, he is like the leader of the program. So get ready. Here he comes. Introducing Trevor.
Hello.
Hey, Trevor. This is Trevor.
Hello.
Trevor, describe your role and what you do for the program.
I am a case manager at the Idaho State Correctional Center. And I don't know, how much details do you want here?
Oh, I don't know. What do you, whatever you want to share.
I can share how we got it, how it started.
Yeah, sure. You tell it best.
I've got there's some very, very talented crocheters in the prison, and they like to bring me what they make and show me, and I'm like, man, that's so cool. I want to be able to make stuff like that. So I started watching YouTube videos, trying to teach myself to crochet, and I'm in a minimum security unit, so the guys are usually allowed to go outside whenever they want, which gives them a little something to do during the day. But as it's been getting colder, they haven't been going outside. And if it's foggy out, they're not allowed to go outside because there's visibility restriction. And I was like, well, I'm wanting to learn how to crochet. I'm like, why don't we can do a class here? Everyone, it'll give the guys something to do. So I put the word out in my unit. Also went online and tried to find out if I'd be able to get donations. Kari reached out, said she'd be super interested in teaching. And it took a little bit, but it all came together, and the guys love it. I'm asked a couple dozen times a day when the next class is going to start. I've donated well over 200 items so far. Beanies, scarves, blankets, stuffed animals, and it's all going to kids in need in the Treasure Valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been amazing. I feel like it's so fulfilling for me too. And just the way that they are when you're there, you can really tell that they're learning so much from some of the photos I was sharing just a minute ago. It's just been amazing. So I'm so grateful that I got in touch with Trevor and started this whole thing. And we are about to do what on the 29th, Trevor? What are we going to do?
We are starting a new beginners class, like a 4 or 5 week beginners class, to get all the new guys up to speed so they can I don't know how we're going to have room for everybody, but
I know. It's okay. We'll cram them in there. The rest of the block will be totally emptied.
a new round of guys to join, who we now call the OGs.
The OGs.
Who've been in since the beginning.
Yeah, these guys are awesome, and there's mentors. I was just describing kind of some of the roles of those mentors. How many are there now? 4 or 5, or at least. Then there's helpers, so it's hard to tell. But mentors and helpers, they help out during class, because there's no way that I could get to everybody, and we want to make sure everyone gets the help they need. So Trevor's introduced that mentor program.
There's just so many guys in the class. I know when Kari and I met for the very first time to talk about this, and we're trying to talk about how many guys in the class, and I'm like,
yeah, you're like I think
how many can you handle?
Like, 15 or so, and you're like, there's more than that.
But we have our experienced crocheters are in there with us and able to go around and help, and it's really, really kind of awesome. Like, the guys will come in and show me what they made, and I've got like a bin where I put all the donations, and they're like, no, I don't want to put it in there yet. We need to show Miss Kari. And so they are always so excited to show Kari what they've made when she comes
I get there and they're like, Miss Kari, I want to show you this and that and this and that. And poor Trevor's just trying to get his stuff together. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, guys. There's one of me and one of him. It is so cool, though. I love how they come and are always in a good mood despite anything that's been happening during the day, because their days are full of activities, whether positive or not, right? Because some things they just happen to you. When you're in there, things happen and it's not always great. This is something they can look forward to whenever, I come in. They can look forward to that. And that's a sure thing. So normally I've been going on Wednesdays. Last week I went on Thursday. So we're going to resume Wednesday one more time. The OGs, we're going to teach weaving in ends and finishing your work, because that is, as you guys know, really important. And then we're going to move on to the new beginners, because we want to get new guys in the mix and introduce them to crochet. Amanda asked, are they allowed to use supplies in their cells between class?
So yes, they are. And the great thing so I do work in a minimum security prison, but the unit I am in did I say minimum medium? I work in a medium security facility. The unit I am in is minimum security. So we do not have cells in this unit. It is an open day room. So, and my unit has 3 tiers. I work on tier 3, so my office is on the tier. So walking into, and Kari's been in there, she can share, but you walk into the tier and it's their living space. They have all their bunks, they have their tables where they eat, and there's my office. So it's like I'm in the middle of their living room almost. But yes, they are allowed to have the supplies when they are not in class. The only caveat to that is we have it's called Hobbycraft on the main side. In the medium security, the residents are only allowed to have 1 approved Hobbycraft, and things like drawing, painting, beading, crochet. But out in H block, which is my unit, they're allowed to have 2 Hobbycrafts. But so it just needs to get approved by security. So as long as they have their approved Hobbycraft, they're allowed to have the supplies.
Nice. Yeah, good question, Amanda. Yep, I know it seems like something you wouldn't be allowed to do. That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, great, they can do it here, but no, they can bring it out, like, as long as they're approved. So, yeah, you are really in their living room. Step in, and there's tables where you can eat and sit. They can also go. Are they allowed to always go outside of the main living area?
So we've got the 3 units, and in the middle of the 3 units is like a larger communal area. Most of the time they are allowed to go out there. They get locked down per se when it's count time, and and chow when they're getting ready for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The residents have to stay on their tiers. They're not allowed to get off the tier until they get called to chow. And then when it's count time, they have to be on their bunk, and they have to remain on their bunks until count clears. And that usually takes about an hour. And that is 4 or 5 times a day.
And that's usually when we end class is when they get ready to have their dinner, because of course I don't want to miss my own dinner, and neither do they, right? So they take really good care of them there, and they always come in and make sure if anyone needs anything, if they're diabetic, like, they're on it, you guys. So taking really good care of them, and they're eating really well. I've seen some of the food and it looks amazing. Like, there's salads, and so you think you know what it's like in there, but this is different. They're really trying to change the narrative and how they're treated. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, IDOC is definitely working on a culture change right now. Change is very, very slow, but it's definitely something they're working hard on, especially with their security staff. I did start out in security. I was a correctional officer before I became case manager. But the viewpoint that we have now is prison is the punishment, right? You are in prison, you're locked away from your family, your friends, your life. Prison is the punishment. It should not be punishing. And the point, in my opinion, of being incarcerated is rehabilitation. When I was talking to Kari yesterday, I told her like 98% of guys incarcerated who are, these guys in prison, 98% are going to be released. They're going to be your neighbors. Like who do you want living next to you? Some criminal who became more criminalized in prison, or someone who was given the opportunity and was able to turn their life around?
That's so true. Yep, definitely. And we had a question from Christine. We could probably both take this, definitely you, since you are in the thick of what has been donated. So Christine asked, what are your greatest needs and what kind of yarn do you not want? If you have an opinion on that, speak now.
So with so the as far as the donations that aren't really being used right now, that are just kind of set aside, we did get an opportunity. We do have a bunch of cotton yarn, which normally they wouldn't be using, but we had the request for dishcloths, so they are using the cotton yarn. But more of the specialty yarns really aren't being used, just because these guys, a lot of them are beginners. Granted, they're doing very, very well, but they're not to the point of using like a specialty yarn, and they're not using like the really thin yarn. It's just your regular basic acrylic 4-ply yarn. Yeah,
and this stuff too. Like I made the hat out of that prism yarn, Mary Maxim's prism. So that's an amazing donation.
They love variegated yarns, and for some reason we never have any black yarn. Everyone keeps asking me for black yarn, and we don't have any.
I remember that. So I donated 4, and I donated 4 big twist Value Plus and Value Plus white and black. So the one thing I asked at the beginning, if you guys really want to make a difference in donating, is white and black. White and black, definitely black right now.
We also don't have white. We only have off-white, like ivory.
Yeah, so white and black, and those go quick. Last time I brought them in, they were scooped up real quick. So yeah, definitely if you guys are looking for something awesome to donate, Big Twist Value Plus in white or black. I think that's actually on sale right now. And this address that's running down in the ticker can receive packages and mail. So it's like a home address, basically. So if you ship it from a store, it can be received no problem. Just if you have a chance to choose, like on Amazon, you can choose your delivery date. Just avoid Sundays, because that area this is located in is closed on Sunday. So yeah, yep, Joanne has sales, said Nancy. And Nancy's donated, so I was just saying to everyone who has donated and provided your address on the label or whatever, I've sent you a card. Hope you like it. It's got a little message from all of us. So thank you so much for your donation. It's so appreciated. Anything helps. So these guys are flying through the yarn. So I'm doing my part, and so is Trevor, but we're only 2 people. We really want to see this be successful and expand even someday. So we need supplies. Thank you for the hooks and needles too. Those are awesome.
Yes, the guys are blown away by all the donations, and it means a lot to them.
And I have a couple of testimonials. I'm not going to show them on screen, but I can read them if that's okay with you, Trevor.
Please do.
Okay, so this one's from a man named Matthew. I'm not going to, like I said, share it on the screen to keep his privacy intact, but I'll read his testimonial. I'll try not to get emotional. I can't see myself, so hopefully that'll help. Kari's bringing the crochet class to HBOC has been such an incredible experience. I've been crocheting for years and have always had a passion for handmade items and gifts. Now watching her give that same passion to so many men has ignited something new in me. Helping her teach crochet while connecting people with our community is bringing a noticeable change to the prison setting. During the week, all the guys new to crochet are spending their free time together making things for their family and donations. This has been creating a new healthy space for meaningful conversation and brighter, much more positive dialogue. It is also letting people think about their future while being more present instead of constantly talking about their past. Here, it's easy to do that. Thank you to everyone who's participating and donating, making something like this possible. It's also being inspired to learn something new. So this particular person has taken on the challenge of knitting. This is our knitter. All of this is only possible because of people like you helping, partnering, and most importantly, caring. That's so sweet. Yeah, thank you to him for writing that. And that's just so it sums it up really what we're trying to do. So what an amazing testimonial. We have one more to share a little later on, but it's just been so much fun. So this is what we made. I've not finished mine. Trevor's going to make one eventually too. It's a dishcloth.
I'm trying to learn as well, and obviously these guys have a lot more time on their hands than I do. So they're so funny. There's like a group. I'll have like 4 guys sitting around my chair at my desk trying to teach me something.
Desperately.
that they're doing, and they're like, "Come on,
I try to help Trevor during class, and they're always like, no, I'll help him. So they want to help each other, which is so cool to see. Normally, you guys, when I teach classes to the public, I was just talking to Trevor about this. There's always somebody who like, there's people in there that just don't want to help each other. I don't know what it is, but you're like, help each other because I'm helping this person. I'll be right there. But these guys are just so like easy to help one another. They don't even like hesitate. They'll just be, oh, hold on, I want to show you this trick. So yeah, it's such a positive environment, and I love that for them. And they have grown so much.
Walking in from the outside, it just seems so funny sometimes because you'll go into the day room, or even like the sergeant sometimes will come into the room where we're having class. And you see all these guys, right? These tough guys, tattoos up their necks, tattoos on their face.
Yeah.
And just super like in major serious mode, just sitting there just crocheting and doing their stuff.
Yeah, you're like, hello.
It's pretty cool.
Put down your, I have to tell them, you guys, when I'm getting ready to show a video or something like talk, God forbid I want to talk a little bit during class, I have to be like, hey guys, like put your crocheting down. Like I need to say something, hold on. They're like in the zone. So that's one of the reasons why we wanted to come on, was just to share some of those things, these testimonials, and give you guys an update. What we cannot have, run over some of the things, and if you forget something, I might have the list that they cannot have donated.
Let's see, some of the things.
So scissors, number one.
Yeah, no, they're doing like, they like to make pom-poms on their beanies, and they keep coming into my office. They're like, oh, can I use a pair of scissors? I'm like, guys, I'm not allowed to have scissors in here.
Right, no scissors.
Some people are like donating crochet books, magazines, things like that, which is amazing. They are not allowed to have any hardcover books.
Yep, so no hardback books, please. And then no other sharp notions, like sharp needles, like for sewing. Those would not be allowed.
None of those. More like
sharp,
the blunt end, like the blunt end darning needles, or what they can have.
Yep. Yeah, I've donated some that are the bent tip needles, and we'll bring them out. I mean, they can. Do they rent them or check them out from you when they need them not during class time, but how does that?
I have written down. I know who has what. Okay. If they take an aluminum or a metal hook, those normally are not authorized in the prison. I was able to get them authorized for our unit since we're minimum security for the program, but I do have a list of who has what.
Which has been great, you guys. Like, you might think, oh, they're gonna, forever just keep us in acrylic, but they're really trying to give us the things that we need, that are best tools, and we've earned that, with our program being run really well and the guys behaving awesome. So yeah, thanks to Trevor for pushing for some of those approvals. And the fact that we've been able to do this is like incredible. The fact that I'm able to come out there, like, that is a big deal. I mean, I might not mention it very often, but it is. Like, I am a citizen. I'm not a security person or anything like that. So I'm grateful every time I'm there, because I know how many people had to approve all of that. So, and I feel so safe with Trevor. If anyone's worried about me, don't be. I'm very safe with Trevor. I'm very safe in there. I never feel any fear with Trevor. So. Yeah.
And the program, it's such a huge success in the unit that it is a major incentive for good behavior. Yeah. Because these guys know that the smallest little thing can shut the program down for good. Because it is a prison, and they're, with things like this, if something goes wrong, if someone does something wrong, like, there's no second chances for this. It will get shut down immediately. And it's one of those things, like, if I were to try to get it back up and going again, it would probably take years.
Yeah.
To get through all of those approvals again.
And the mentor that was working with you has been building this up for years himself as well, right? When he was collecting items and yarn and things, just to get it
he had been wanting it for a long time. Yes.
That's really cool that you were able to get it kicked off. This is a big deal. There's been a lot of programs like this, you guys, in other areas, even in Idaho, that have been dismantled because it just hasn't worked. So the fact that I think we've got Trevor, backing it, and his good attitude, and getting the guys behind it and their good attitude, like, this could mean that this inspires other places.
Yeah. And our deputy warden is very, very supportive.
That's amazing. Yeah. And that helps too, so much. Like, if the deputy warden's not behind it, it's not happening. So I
Pretty
so
much.
appreciate that. We've had some questions. Let me see here. Oh, Nancy said, have you found that when the guys are irritated or in a bad mood, they turn to crochet instead of confrontation?
Actually, yes. They part of my job as a program manager is and not a program manager, as a case manager. These guys have required programming that they have to take, like CBISA, which is cognitive behavioral intervention for substance abuse, TFAT, which is sleeping for a change, and it's basically how they handle those emotions, right? If they're angry or they're frustrated, and I mean, obviously, we know what they used to do when those situations came up, and now crocheting it does give them that outlet, and it's really cool. And what I love most about it is not only does it give them that outlet, but it makes them be present and in the moment. I mean, you can imagine, especially over the holidays, like these guys were not in a good headspace, right? It's the holidays are a hard time for the inmates. And the crochet program, especially during the holidays, it kind of gave them a purpose. You know, they were able to not only make these items to donate, but like our little thing we have going on is the ratio of 3-to-1. You make 3 items to donate, you can make 1 for yourself or your family. So they were all able to, make a little something to send off to their kids or their mom. So it made the holidays a little more bearable, which was cool.
Definitely. And then Diane said, I'm a retired corrections psych nurse. I wish our guys had a program like this. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I'm hoping that, this inspires other areas to allow this to happen. That would be amazing. Amanda, do they only learn to read patterns from each other, or do they have access to any video tutorials? They've been learning from me, of course. They learned from me. Videos.
So they are not allowed access to the internet. The only video tutorials we use right now are during class.
Yep, I've been curating them during class, and Trevor thankfully puts them up on the television, and we can watch them.
Doesn't always work out well, but I try.
No, that's okay. We try though, and the guys that's another, thing that they learn by watching us deal with these changes, is like how to flex and how to be okay with the change that's coming, because we can get there and like the room is not available for whatever reason and we have to switch. Like that can throw things off, but like the way we behave, they're watching us and how we're behaving and what we're doing with that information. Okay, no, it's cool, man. Like, let's just go. Let's go have a good time anyway. We'll make it work. Yeah. I want to show some of the octopi. Look at these octopi. Whoa. My bag is bursting. I'm meeting with one of the guild members today later, and I'm going to drop off all these donations. They're so cute, you guys. Look at them. Look at, and so these are for the NICU babies in our area. Keeps their little hands busy while they're being cared for, so they don't rip out their tubing. So it's one of the donation drives that we've been collecting for. And this is from a local guild member that's collecting them to send the NICU. Look at this one it has a face. Stop it. Look at that. I have a few more pictures to share.
I have one of those sitting. Oh, I like that one.
I know, this one's so cool.
I was able to keep one because one of the guys put the safety eyes on them, and the NICU they're not allowed to have the safety eyes. So I was like, oh, I get to keep this one.
Oh my gosh, lucky. Yeah, and Trevor's had some really cute things. Oh, look at this one. This is a nice color. This is like stiffer one. I like that because their little hands, can really get around this one. And their legs are just so nice. Like, you guys, these guys, maybe a month ago, were brand new beginners. So they've really risen to the challenge of making this stuff. So that's kind of what we're trying to do, is find the need in our local community with some of the stuff Trevor's been finding as well, and fill that need. And the guys are like, we'll knock out hats in no time. Look at this one. That's so cute. Yeah, you love that Sierra is a good friend of mine. She said she loves that you have an octopus. That's precious. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, look at this one. It's pink. Ooh, Ooh. And so they've really made the most of what they have. And they think that this gives them a chance to do like any scraps. So if you guys have scraps or half skeins or something, send them, because we can make octopi out of them or put them in a hat. They've made something out of just about everything. So some of the things
Some
like
of
Trevor
my
was making
favorite,
we can't use are like specialty yarns. And so don't send any of those like eyelash yarn or fluffy, fuzzy, whatever. We can use some of it, but we've got some already that's sitting unused. So just your standard 3-4 weight would be great acrylic yarn. Yeah.
some of my favorite pieces that they've made, like whether it's a blanket or a scarf or a beanie, are pieces that they've made out of like the leftover scrap yarn. They always turn, I don't
Yes,
know, they just always turn out so cool.
they do. Here, let me pop up.
And
Yes,
they
we do need.
utilize everything.
They do. Yeah, they really do. Let me pop up a couple more pics here. I was right in the middle of it. Here we go. I don't think I can still see myself. Magic. Okay, so these are some of the hats I was showing you. There's the seahorse. He's so cute. I'll have to go get him in a little bit. So this is me helping out. I just covered the badges for privacy, but otherwise, here's everybody in the group. This was the very last class I did. Yeah, hard at work, you guys. You cannot break their concept. And look at the smile on his face. Stop it. Like, are you kidding me? He is having the time of his freaking life right there. He can barely speak to me. I'm over there like, come on, guys. Like, let's talk about, I'll help you. No. And this is a mentor. So he's still learning. We were talking about the puff stitch and everything. So just when I think I've taught them everything I know, I try to bring a challenge once in a while. There's so many positive people in this group. It's really, really
Look
uplifting.
at those.
Look at these hats, you guys. Some of you may have seen this picture already, but there's a lot of new people here on the stream, so I wanted to bring it back. This is just like, how long do you think this took some of them? I know one guy can kick out hats like nothing. It's like a couple weeks or something. I don't know.
We got all of those within like about 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, and look at this rainbow one. I love this neon one. And you got the bear out of that skein and a hat. These are great, great objects. And amis, little amigurumis, animals. We're going to be making some more animals here soon because I love them. Look at these ones. This one is one of the skeins that I donated, and I had no idea. I was like, there it is. That's the one I donated. And it's got a little pom-pom, and it's got stripes. So he got 2 hats out of that and a pom. I don't think I've been able to do that. I think I might have got 1. So amazing creativity here. And color matching. This is probably a scrappy hat. They're just so enjoying the variegated so they can see how it plays out like we do. They're human beings like us. So they want to have fun and see what something is going to come out like. So we're looking for more yarn so they can keep making awesome things. I think I have one more. Yeah. Okay. This is the blanket that lit the world on fire, at least my world. The guy who wrote that testimonial that I just read was making this blanket, and he's learning how to knit as well. But look at the creativity. I donated this yarn. So this is fisherman's wool. And I thought, oh, what am I ever going to make out of fisherman's wool? But look at what he's been able to create. So one of the needs that I would like personally to try to find for his sake and others for more hats is some more fisherman's wool so he can finish his blanket and donate it. So if you guys
zoom in on it a little bit.
If you have any fisherman's wool, like look at these cables. Are you kidding me? I don't think I could make them that nice myself. Look at how beautiful. This is kind of like the creamy color. I think it's called oatmeal. And I don't know what this darker one's called, but it doesn't matter. He'll make it out of anything, I'm sure. I don't remember the colors specifically, but you guys could probably pick them out. Look at this. And he gave me the pattern, you guys. I think he said he modified it or made it himself, something like that. So if you're interested, I'll put up my email address. You can always email me. I can scan it in and let you guys in on the secret. But I begged him for the pattern. I said, please tell me how you made this. I know Dawn Yarndall, Jerry, if you're still here, wanted this pattern. So I've got it. Thanks to Michael.
If anyone on Facebook goes to the Project Linus Facebook page, those are the blankets they have shown on the Project Linus Facebook page.
Oh, no way. Awesome. Look at this one, you guys. Wow. Just focusing in on this one for a minute, like, holy moly, the stitch definition, nothing is amiss here. These are experts. And look at these appliques. I don't know. This is incredible. And this stuff was coming out of these experienced crocheters. Oh, I must have been a week or two in when I saw these. It was around Christmas time. So incredible stuff. We were just
and
like,
some of our
oh,
some of our experienced crocheters who haven't actually been crocheting like in the last couple years, it gave them that passion back, so they're crocheting again and they love it.
That's right.
And
Yep.
some of these guys who've been doing it for a long time, like those guys doing those amazing blankets, they write their own patterns.
Yeah, they are. They're making their own graphs too. I didn't know if let me see if I have it. And then I'll tell you what I'm thinking in a minute if I can find it. But I don't think we've had any other questions. If you guys have any questions, please ask the boss here. I'm not up with some of those things, so I just have the fun part of crocheting and teaching. So if you have any one-off questions, if he can answer them, he will. Some stuff maybe not, but please ask away. Let me see if I have the photo I'm thinking of.
Kari, do you have the one that the H block 2024
That's what I was thinking
crochet?
of.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah. Let me download that one. And I was wondering, that's what I was just about to ask you if I could share that one. I really wanted
please.
to, but okay, cool. All right, let me pop this one in, you guys. So, and then we'll read that last testimonial. And Trevor's getting more of those testimonials rolling in all the time. This also helps their file when they go in front of the parole board or for pretty much anything. They get to have their file looked over, and good things like good behavior and being, good in class and like really, really helpful to others goes into their file. Trevor makes sure it does.
It does make a difference with the parole commission.
It makes a huge difference. So yeah, definitely good that you're making sure that makes it in there. Okay, let me pop this into the right place.
So the picture that Kari's going to be pulling up, one of our guys obviously kind of wrote out a pattern to get this made and did it in honor of the crochet program. And it has 2024 because that's when it was started. And now maybe some of you can help me figure this out. I need to hang this thing up.
Ready?
And I don't know. I need to figure out how to hang it up.
Isn't that so cool? Could they sell their patterns and buy more supplies? I don't think so, Nancy. That would be kind of hard to coordinate. And plus, I think the whole reason for the program is to be giving back to the community, right? So correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we're not able. I mean, once they get out, they're more than welcome to start crochet and selling. We just can't do it. They can't do that, unfortunately.
Christine, and look at this, you guys. Okay, this gentleman, how long has he been crocheting? I know he probably told you too. Do you remember? Ish.
Oh gosh.
20 some odd years plus.
He's been incarcerated for a very long time, so it's been over 20 years.
Yeah, and look at him, you guys. He's such a sweet man, and he is so talented. There's been nothing that I brought in. I still want to try to find a challenge. If you guys have a challenge for this man, please send it to the email that I'm going to put in the chat because I want to challenge him. He is so talented. He made this graph all by himself, and he made graphs for his children too for blankets. So I saw his graph. He got graph paper and plotted the whole thing out. The fact that he took time to make this is so cool. And what a testament to the program and us staking our claim and being this is real, this is happening, this is changing lives. So
he made that in 2 days.
That's incredible. Yeah, I really need to I need to see that again. And I'm thinking of ways to hang it. So you guys put some suggestions in the chat, but we're thinking through do you know, Trevor, if they want to have it actually affixed to the wall, or is that not possible?
It's going to be affixed. It's going to be up on the wall
with nail and hammer type of thing, or no?
Well, I don't. However, I can hang
it. It can be affixed with a nail. That not saying that I'm going to hang it by nails, but if there was a wood piece that needed to hang on, almost like a picture frame.
we would have I would put in basically a maintenance request.
Okay.
Cool. And the workers would come in and bring those tools in to hang it up.
Then I think I know, I kind of have an idea, you guys. You can tell me if anyone's ever done this, but I looked it up and it's done with special wire. It's wire, one of those pegboards. So you cut a pegboard, you get it just the right shape of the object. This is kind of the way to do it without stretching it and having it be seamless. You run the wire on the pegboard all the way around the edge, and that gives you an anchor point or a sewing point for sewing on the object you want to hang. You take some of the yarn that's a similar color, and it kind of bends around the edge, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And you darn or sew on to the plank with wire, this blanket, this, in this case, it's, you know, a hung object. And that makes it seamless and even, all the tension's even. So it's not hanging from like a clip and getting stretched on one or two points.
My boss was so confused. She's like, why can't you just hang it up? I'm like, because it'll sag and hang and stretch.
It's going to sag and distort it. Yeah. So that's option one. I'm happy to do that. It's going to take hubby and I a little bit to create that. We can work on it too, Trevor. I'm just counting you out of the race. Get over here and work on it with me, buddy. So we can sew it on. Like, that's my thought, my initial thought, because it's going to be something sort of permanent. That's what I wanted to know. Is it something sort of permanent? Because then I'll put the work in the leg. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Well, I think that's the way we should go. I think I can get hold of some pegboard and wire. And once you build that, then kind of like a picture frame without nails, you affix the wood almost like a kind of like a wainscoting or like a baseboard type of piece of wood to the wall, which gives you a little lip. And you take your frame with a piece of wood on the back, almost like a picture, and hang it on the wall. I'm sure you could probably do it a couple other ways, but that then lets it kind of float off the wall. You have everything secured, even tension all the way around. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Of course, the other option I've not investigated is like a quilt hanger type of thing, but I think that's still going to put a lot of pressure on the top or wherever it's being hung, and you'll lose some of this detail. Like crochet, the word crochet begins kind of high up on the object. So yeah, I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. So that's the plan. And if you know where that blue yarn is that he made it with, I would like some, please, so that we can affix it. If not, I'm sure we can color match it. No problem. So yeah. What about lightweight yarn? Good question, Nancy. What did you say, Trevor?
I was just saying we could also use a completely different color to
oh yeah, that's true. We could do orange or yellow. Look at this. Yeah, Trevor's way more creative than me. Let me see if there's been any other questions. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Let me put my email in here just so everyone knows. It's Kari's Threads of Hope, and Kari is Kari. So I know there's another Kari the Yarny Elephant on here, but threadsofhope@gmail.com. If you have any questions, suggestions, you want to donate but you're not sure how, maybe you want to send a digital Amazon gift card, you can do that. Let me pop in our wish list. I've been adding to the wish list, and that is something that we, regularly look at, and that's stuff that we need currently. And notes of encouragement.
If you have extra pattern books that you aren't using, as long as they aren't hardcover, they go crazy for
books, patterns,
those books and magazines.
Yeah, we're in great need of patterns, more and more patterns. So let me get this. Let me make sure this pops in the wish list still. I've been checking it, but I haven't shared the list. Okay, cool. And on this wish list are quite a few items, all the way from the gift card on here. Just FYI, if you choose the gift card option, that's awesome, and I love that for the guys. That lets us buy what we need at the time. It's going to come to me as a physical card, which is perfect. You can't do the digital cards on the wish list. It's just a physical card that will be mailed to that address, and it comes right to the proper address. So you're seeing it on the bottom of your screen. But if you use the Amazon wish list, it'll be already pre-populated. So, oh, Lulu, thank you. And Lulu said she was looking at the address. She wasn't certain. What a beautiful way for them to connect with their families and show them they love them, even though they're apart from each other. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, for sure. They love their families, you guys. They're always thinking about them. They're always mentioning them. They are always on their minds, of course. And they do get that 3-to-1 ratio. And that's, it's obviously up to Trevor and the administration to decide what's right. But if they send 2 items one time, I'm sure they're not going to be, nailed to the cross or anything like that.
Some of the stuff that the guys made over the holidays, a couple of the guys, they were holding up their items, and I took pictures of what they made, and then I was able to one of the helpers, he made a couple things for his son, who's I think 6, and so I took pictures of him holding these items and then sent him to the resident's mother, who currently the son is living with his mother, and the kid she emailed me back and said the kid was just so excited to see a picture of his dad,
oh my gosh,
and the things that his dad made for him. So it was cool.
That's amazing. That's so sweet. Yeah, and the purple hat you guys saw in earlier photos is for somebody's daughter. And I even tried to get him to put a pom pom on there because I brought some pom poms. You can also put. I'm going to try to add these pom poms. If I didn't already add them to the wish list, I will put them on today. Just plain pom poms with the elastic band and the little buttons to put them on. That gives them a way to add a pom pom because they don't have scissors, and it also gives them something cute and decorative to put on if they so choose. So I donated some of those poms and buttons. We could always use more options for colors for poms, but he didn't want a pom. He's like, my daughter doesn't like poms. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's been great, and we're actually looking for more donations always, really, because they're just going through the yarn, which is really making a difference in the community with their donations. So if you guys have something in your stash, you've dug through your stash, it's still new year, I go through my stash in the new year and see if I got anything I'm not really loving that's still in good condition. We're not looking for stuff that's, already coming unplied or somehow disintegrating. Some of the stuff they've had donated from the past, not before I got there, was not in great condition, but it's still being used as stuffing. So
yeah, it would like disintegrate.
Yeah. Make sure it's stuff that you guys, would want to use still. It doesn't have to be a color that you love, right? But or else you'd probably keep it yourself. But give them stuff that is in good condition, please. How are we doing on hooks? Somebody asked, do you have enough hooks?
It's so funny what I seem to not have enough of. I do have a lot of hooks, but what I don't have are inline hooks with the sizes between 4, 4.5, 5, and 5.5.
Yeah.
So some of these guys prefer the inline. They're having a hard time using the other one. But this one guy every single week, he's like, "Have you gotten any size 5 inline? Have you gotten any size 5 inline hooks?" And I'm like, "No, man, I'm sorry."
Here's the hook, you guys. It's the Susan Bates style hook. So this is the kind, you know what an inline is, and the handle is the most requested, something with a handle. So inline with a handle. Why? Because they're pointy and you can use them to make amigurumi. And for a beginner, having this deep notch really helps capture the yarn. So,
as far as those metal hooks with the inline ones, like the one that she's showing right there that has the handle, our security staff prefers, instead of having it being a full metal hook, they prefer having that handle on there. And we try to keep the security staff happy.
Yeah, we want to keep them happy, and that's one way to do it, is take their preferences into account. And nothing I think some folks have donated very, very large hooks. They almost look like they could be used for rug making or something. Those are not as useful. I'm not even sure if you can use them. The giant ones. Do you remember the?
Those are in my desk. One guy, he was taking a set, and I'm like, you know what? First of all, you're not going to use those.
Yeah.
So I have not given out any of the large gauge.
So anything larger, this is a 6 millimeter, 6.5, 7's kind of pushing it, right, for some of the stuff that's been donated.
Yeah, I haven't given them. The guys don't have any. I have not given them any sizes over 7, and I probably will not.
Yeah, so don't waste your time. Don't donate anything past a 7. In fact, I think we probably have enough 7s already to go around between things that have already been donated. So stick with the 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, and 4, 4.5, 3, stuff like that, that can make smaller amigurumi animals, stuff that can work with the lighter weight yarn if we get any donated, which we have had some. But most of what I need to teach with is going to be that 4-weight acrylic yarn. So yeah, 4, 5, 4.5 to 6.5. Yeah, Nancy, that's about right. Exactly. Yep. And stuff, just to recap to folks that are just joining us, some of the things that we do need: yarn, number 1, right? And that's going to be yarn that's acrylic. So probably no wool blends, with the exception of what I mentioned earlier. If you do have some of that cool fisherman's wool stuff, that's awesome for hats and some animals, if they want to make something cool, looking, and that blanket. He's trying to finish that blanket. So if you've got some in your stash and you're like, when will I ever use this fisherman's wool stuff? Because I'll be honest, it's not the softest. And that's why I was like, I don't know, could it be good for a hat? But feeling it worked up, I was wrong. So donate that if you've got some and you're not sure what to do. We're also looking for that big skein, big twist value plus. That goes a long ways, and they can share.
They love that.
Those are amazing. And because they're making they're making many items, and some are making baby blankets and things like that to donate. So they need the quantity, and that for the value you get, I found to be the best option. There's the one skein right there. So,
I'm working on a blanket.
Yep. And so let's see what else.
I'm not sure what it's going to look like when I'm done. But
it's going to be amazing. You're going to be great.
That's amazing. It might be amazing, but it's not going to be what it was intended. That's okay. I'm still learning.
That's okay. Hey, you're still learning. You're still figuring out what you want to do. Let's see here. Patterns and books, of course. No hardback books, please. So patterns need to be, soft cover or just loose sheets. If you've got a hardback book that you're like, well, I want to send these patterns, but I don't necessarily, I feel like I can't because I've got a hardback. If you're able to get that rebound or tear out a pattern, I hate to say to destroy.
If you wanted to send a hardback, I could make copies from it and I just wouldn't, the residents just weren't allowed to have it. I would keep it in my office.
Yeah, we can make it work, so if you've got something and you're not sure, just send me a quick email or something if you want to make sure if we can accommodate that. I mean, obviously at like 50 books, that would be a problem, but one or two, like that's fine. Same thing goes for skeins that are things that are in hanks. I don't know if I have one out right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about with the, you need a winder, you need to make them into a cake. I'm happy to do that. I've got a winding setup. So if you've got things in hanks or skeins like that need to be wound up, I'm happy to do that for you guys. So no problem. What else? So half skeins, you've got something, you finish a project like this, for instance, I'm going to make another hat out of this, but let's say I was done with this. What do? I don't know. Maybe it's not quite enough to do something else, or even less, half of this. Send it, because they can be incorporated into a little animal. It can be incorporated into another hat. They just love seeing other yarns. So
these guys are very creative.
Yeah, they're very creative, and they love variegated yarn. I mean, who doesn't love variegated yarn? Hi, Joji. Hello. Joji says hi, Trevor. Hi, Trevor. Trevor's the man. What can I say? He's so cool. I love having him. What about Pound of Love? We were chatting about it the other day. I was thinking if held within the yarn might be tolerable. Oh, Pound of Love is great. Yeah. And, I've had some issues with Pound of Love, but I do agree with you, Christine, if you hold it with another yarn. And honestly, that's just me like being picky, because I'm not.
The guys are not picky.
The guys are not picky. I am picky, but the guys are not. So I've got like tender hands and my patience wears thin at times, but they have got patience in abundance. So a Pound of Love is totally cool, especially if you tried it and you're like, it's in good condition, but like, I don't care for it. Kind of like I'm about to do with that Pound of Love over there. I tried it. I wasn't a fan. Something's different from what I remember, but it's still great yarn. So I'm going to donate it and let it be something else. Yeah, once it's worked out. I think, Adrienne, it wasn't about it being soft. It was about it being kind of splitty now, a little bit. But some colors are better than others. So, and I used to love it. And they need to also be experienced with dealing with some of that. So I think it's good experience. And I also think that they might have the touch or the patience to put up with it, whereas I might be like, nah.
And the time.
Mima Dawn uses latch hooks to make hair, really cool looking hair on amigurumis. Like think of like a Highland cow or whatever. I think last time she showed us, or someone showed us a photo of it. So she's asking, can they use a latch hook? And latch hooks Mima Dawn, remind me, are they sharp on the end, like a pointy, super sharp pointy, or no? There's a few different kinds. Some are pointy, some are not. I think her idea was it'd be kind of cool for them to try to put hair on amigurumis in a different way, other than just chaining or just,
I'm not familiar with latch hooks, so I can't say one way or the other. If it's super pointy, like it's probably a no.
Yeah, but she says not sharp, so that's good. Yeah, so send it, Mima Dawn. I think that'd be cool. We can take a look. I mean, everything has to pass through Trevor, of course, and the security folks and everybody else.
But even with something like that, like for like the security eyes, for example, if they get to the point when they're ready to put eyes on their stuffed animal, or in this case, to put the hair on, they come sit in my office. Like the security eyes are all kept in my office. And that's not for security reasons or anything. That was just because could just imagine hundreds of security eyes like in mess all over
Yeah.
the unit. So I
Yeah.
just hold on to them and they just come to me and
Right.
put them on in my office. And that would
Easy
be the same
peasy.
thing with the latch hook. If it was an issue, they would just use it in my office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. If it were a level 4 prison, I'd worry about plastic even, but minimum should be a bit looser, Jerry said. Jerry, I think, used to work in the prison system as an IT
Yeah,
person.
and
So.
that's the only reason right now that like that we've been able to get these approvals is that we are minimum security. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a medium security prison, like I said, but I'm in the minimum security unit,
Mm-hmm.
and we're really trying right now to have this be an incentive based unit, like where guys are working to get there, not getting DORs, so the points can drop, and that's how we've been able to get those approvals. Like the metal hooks are not approved for main side. Like they are
Mm-hmm.
not to leave our unit.
So they can have the acrylic hooks on the main side, just not metal,
Yes,
right?
they
Okay,
have
cool.
they use the plastic hooks on the main
Yeah,
side,
that's
um,
cool.
which they break very easily.
Yeah, they do. That was one of the reasons why we were trying to push for that approval because, what's more frustrating than having your hook break? And we're not there all the time. Like Trevor doesn't like live there, obviously. So he's not there to be
Feels
like,
like it
oh, your hook
sometimes.
broke. Here you go. Yeah, I know. It really does. He's not right there to be like, oh, your hook broke. Here you go. And another guy might not be able to, give him his hook. Like he's using it. So yeah, and they can purchase off of Hirschner's, it sounds like, but I can imagine, you can tell me the details, but I imagine it takes forever to receive things, right? Because it's not lickety split. Like,
So if they were to order something from Hirschner's, which is one of the vendors that they use for hobbycraft, it
mhm.
takes usually a minimum of 6 weeks
Okay, that's a long
because
time. You guys know it's
because
faster.
not only does the stuff when it gets sent into the prison, it goes through the same process as anything that gets sent into the prison. Um,
Mhm.
so everything it has to be gone through, it's searched.
Mhm.
So like the prison receives it, but then it sits there for however long until
Mhm.
property and security can get to it to go through it. And then it
Yeah.
has to get to its intended location. So it does take a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not lickety split, you guys, and that can be frustrating, especially if you spent a lot of your money on these acrylic hooks and they break, and then you're waiting and you're waiting. And their
Yeah,
funds
so
are
when
limited, it's not like they're rolling in the dough here. So we want them to be able
they
to have this
the
opportunity
ones
for free.
the ones who are fortunate enough to have jobs make between 40 and 80 cents an hour.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty humbling. So this gives them the chance, your donations and my donating of my time and Trevor's time, like gives us the chance to go in and give them something they wouldn't have access to and supplies that they can't get maybe. And not everybody's so lucky. And they're probably sending money, to their families and saving it up to ship some of these items, they make. So it's not so like every fund goes towards yarn. They don't have that expendable income like we do. So
Yeah,
please, if you are
when they
able,
make their
donate.
they do have to pay for shipping to ship their items out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Did that work out in the end to allow that gentleman to hand off the box to his spouse, or not really? Did that end up working
That
out? You know.
they ended up canceling the visit, so he had to mail those
Oh gosh
out.
darn it! Gosh darn it! And he had a big box of blankets too. So if you feel so led to donate, the ways you can do that are through supplies, yarn, no hardback books, but patterns, 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 fun variegated yarns. We have pretty good stock of stitch markers at the moment. We don't need any more of those at the moment. Between many of your generous donations and my own, we're good on that. Let's see. Oh, Mima Dawn sent a picture. Yeah, I'll show you in just a second the picture. I think that's like inspiration on what she's thinking for the latch hook idea, which is very cool. I love it. And the other thing that we need are, I think I mentioned books. We have darning needles. I've supplied some, and some other of you have supplied some. Some things have come with them. So I think we're good on the darning needles, as long as the class doesn't get to be 100 people. I don't think that's possible,
We
but
We're good. We're good on the stitch markers. We
Yeah,
probably
basic.
could use more darning needles, especially
Darning
within the
needles,
beginner
okay.
class.
And I put some on the wish list, I believe, but I put the wish list link in the chat. So click on that wish list. That's an Amazon wish list. I'm adding to it constantly to make sure we're up to date with what we need. So I'll make sure to put those darning needles on there. We want at least a darning needle for everyone, especially during my demos, because I'm going to pull together some of your tips and tricks I've read online that I use as well, and do a little finishing class. That's going to be my kind of final class for a little while with these OGs, the original folks that joined the class. On the 29th, we're going to move on to teaching new beginners. So there's a wait list,
And then
and
we're
these
going to
guys have
merge
been
the two
waiting.
classes together.
Then we're going to merge, and we're going to do all the cool things. And I'm hoping at that point, maybe Dana from Dana's Wonderlust Crochet might have another chance for us to do a knit along with her or crochet along, which is fun because the guys are included. You know, they feel like, oh, like someone's thinking about me, and like we're making stuff together. It's like for a moment when they're in there, they can forget their situation. And I think that's a very special gift, to be able to provide that. Let me pull up the last testimonial here since we're getting low on time, and then I will share the quick photo that Dawn sent so Trevor can see it. This testimonial came from a man named Mike. My name is Mike, and I really like the crochet program because it allows and gives me a way to express myself at the same time. I've been able to give back to the community that I took from, and it's been helping with my mental health problems that I have. And for all these reasons, I want to say thank you for the class and what it has done for me. And that is so sweet. This gentleman does struggle with mental health issues, like we all do, right? And can you imagine like struggling and then you're put into prison? And I think that just tends to amplify those things. So the more things we can do to like refocus the mind and show positivity and that positive environment of growth and change, the better. So he's recognizing that change, and it sounds like you've seen the change yourself, Trevor, and folks that struggle, right?
Yes.
Mental health. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. It's awesome.
Trevor gets to see them day to day. I don't, but I think it's really cool when I am there. I get a snapshot, and I just love hearing from Trevor, like the in between times, like, hey, folks are coming up asking about the class, because I'm like, oh man, that's so cool, and like we're so excited to get started again with newbies. It's like hold your hook and yarn 101, you guys. So we're getting ready to join 2 classes after we teach them. Let me see if I've got that email real quick. I think she sent it to my other email, the email address for Kari's Threads of Hope. Let's see here. So grateful that Trevor joined us last minute. Sprung it on him, but I really was glad to have him because he's the heart of all this, really.
I was a little tardy. I apologize. My wife made pancakes.
Oh my gosh, for real? You lucky son of a gun. I don't have it yet, Mima Don. Did you just send it? Kari's Threads of Hope at gmail.com. I've checked both of my email addresses and I don't see it yet. So if you could resend it, that would be great. I've checked my spam as well. I don't see it in there either. Let me triple check it. Nope. Yeah, and I've gotten emails from you before. I don't know. Yeah, so try sending it again. And Nancy also said Joann's, Mary Maxim, Hobby Lobby, and Michael's are all having sales. Yeah, they are. So this ticker that's running on the bottom of your screen is the address to send donations to. That can be cards, packages, notes of encouragement. They don't have to be objects, you guys. Like I would love to share with them some notes of encouragement.
They would love to get some notes from you guys.
Or pictures of your makes. You know, I can share those things. So anything you want me to share, please send it. That's just a stamp. You know, it's the cost of a stamp. So throw a letter in there for them. You know, tell them how great they're doing and like how much you care about them. I mean, they don't always hear that, and not all of them.
That would mean a lot to them. They don't. A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't have family, and they don't. Mm-hmm. One of the most exciting things for these guys is getting mail, because they don't get mail and they don't have contact with many people outside of the prison, and it mean it's even like a small little note, like 2 sentences, which to us doesn't seem like much. To them it really means a lot.
Yeah, whenever I brought in those donations, then they're like, people think about us. And I tell them I go live sometimes and talk about them. They're like, really? Like people watch, people tune in. I'm like, yeah, man, you guys are cool.
People
like,
care.
People care. Yeah. And we think we have friends we interact with, right, day to day. They don't get the chance a lot of times to do that. And this gives them the outside interaction that's going to help them reintegrate into society and know when you are doing good things like they're doing, people care and they respond by helping you, that you're not a lost cause. You matter. You've not been thrown away. You're still a human being and we care about you. So
Yeah. And a
yeah, I
lot
just
like,
wanted to wrap up with that.
yeah, it does. It seems like such a small thing, but it really gives these guys a
Thank
new
you for
perspective. And
sharing.
like, maybe I'm not like, I'm not the garbage that,
Yeah.
society thinks I am. I can be better.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives
Mm-hmm.
them
And it
that
spreads.
confidence.
And more people that get into this, that get donations, that get excited about this class. And that's partly to do with Trevor's excitement about it and being like, come to crochet class, come to class, advertising for it. The more people that see other people crocheting, I've seen it myself. We were at the yarn storage area. Some guy was watching us load the yarn and unload it, giving yarn out so people could get started. And he's like, oh, how do I get signed up? So it catches, it catches fire. You want that to start to spread. Like, what can I do with my time? Rather than sit there and maybe let your mind work on things that aren't good thoughts, and we all have them, right? They are then redirected to something positive. So yeah, did I send a message this morning? Yeah, Amy, I think I got it. It was a comment on a video, right? If you have another question though, please send me an email. Put the email in there one more time, Kari's Threads of Hope @gmail.com. And you can send any emails you'd like there. That's fine. Questions, comments, suggestions, whatever. And Jerry, Mr. Yarndale said, I nabbed a few items on your wish list. Will arrive Tuesday. I will get this stuff here boxed up today. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Jerry and Don Yarndale are big time YouTubers. I feel famous for having them in here, honestly. And they're going to box up some yarn. So they're so sweet. On my community tab. Yeah, I did see it, Amy. Let me just double check and see. I don't think I saw anything. Like, I did respond. Nancy said the next box you get from me will probably be wrapped in duct tape again. That's all right, Nancy. It gives me a good challenge, up for the challenge. And Nancy, there's a note coming your way as well from us, from all of us, thanking you truly for your donation. It just really warms my heart. Every time I get a package, I'm just so excited. When I saw those needles someone sent, I like to bring them in. And multiple times, that guy who needed them, came up and said, thank you. And he is able to knit a hat now. He didn't have the tools he needed. He was still doing it. He was still trying with double pointed needles, which you guys know, if you're knitters, it's hard to use those. And now with his pattern and his needles, and he's got the yarn, he's ready to go, and he can actually get going. It's so exciting. Try it again. First time you put the Kari's threads of, threads of, well, I might have written it down wrong. Kari's Threads of Hope @gmail.com. Okay, cool. Oh, I see it now. Ha ha ha. There we go. All right, cool. Let me show these photos real quick that Dawn wants you to see, and then we'll head out of here because I know Trevor's got a busy day ahead, I'm sure. And thanks to Trevor for being willing to come up. I'm going to put them in a special place. Okay. Oops. Let's actually put them somewhere useful. Okay, cool. Let me do the thing. Present. All right, so these are the latch hooks that she wants us to see so that we know if we could use them or not. But I think so. Just taking a gander myself. Let me actually get them all open at the same time. Oh, of course not. Come on. Will you actually open them all? No. I can do this. I'm a professional. I'm a professional. Okay, cool. I think I got it this time. All right, here comes the big, lovely Display O latch hook. Okay, this is a latch hook, and it's a little different than I thought. They're all a little bit different. So this is the object in question. It's not terribly sharp. It's got kind of a latchy end to it on one side that opens and closes, and then this is what you can do. This is what Dawn does. Isn't it cute?
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that so cute? So this is how she's making the hair. Isn't that amazing? So with the latch hook, because it can pull it through, right, Dawn? That's so cool. So Yeah, I love that. So that's kind of what she was thinking of sending, and I we'll have to send
please.
it. I
Worst
think that's
case
fine.
scenario, they love to sit in my office anyway. So
yeah, right.
Worst
So
case
they'll just
scenario, they
worst case scenario, they
do
just
it in
sit
my
in there and
office.
do it, and that'd be cool to see too. I would love that. And if one guy gets really good at it, or I give it, I might even give it a try. I mean, shoot, I'm gonna get one of those live hooks and give it a try myself. They can teach me. That's kind of how I've been running the class. I'm not the know-it-all, the end-all, be-all. You know, I don't claim to be, and I'd love for them to teach me new techniques. So I'm not beyond being like, hey, you have a tip? Come on up and tell everyone about it. So thank you for sharing that, Dawn. That's so cute. Such a cool idea. Love that. We're going to wrap up if anyone else has any other questions. Just to kind of run over things super quick, there's an Amazon wish list. Link is in the chat. I'll put the link in the description at the end of the video. We've been adding to that and kind of to fill the needs that we're having now. Primary needs are yarn, patterns, no hardback books, please, and darning needles. No sharp, nothing that's sharp like for sewing, which I'm sure you guys know what I mean. So, and what else can you think of that's in need? Did I cover it all? I think maybe. Cool. And things that you don't want to send, right, are specialty yarn, like, you know, the one-off yarns, the things that you're, you know, kind of fringe, on the fringe of yarn. Fringy, lacy.
Just your basic worsted weight yarn. And for some reason, we mentioned it earlier, we have no white and no black. I don't know why that is.
No white and black, you guys. So help us out. Help us out. Yeah, I've given what I can, and like I always try to give whatever I've got left in the budget and all that jazz, because they are very worthy of that donation. But help us out. We need all the help we can get. If you're able, totally get it. If not, there's also a gift card option if you're just like, I don't know what to get. You guys do it. I don't know. Amazon gift card in the wish list comes directly to me, physical cards, so I can go in there, load it up, and order whatever Trevor needs, you know, white, black, whatever. So yeah, we can absolutely accommodate those needs too. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, thank you guys. And everyone that has donated, truly, like, thank you
very much.
We are lucky enough to see their faces, but hopefully we are conveying properly how thankful we both are, and Trevor is, you know, able to say how they feel and how they look when they receive those items. It's just like some of them have had tears in their eyes, you guys. They don't know.
I've had guys in my office crying.
Yeah, that's so special.
Just because they're so overwhelmed. And so in a good way.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. I know that, but it's like, wow, this is happening, you know, an idea that we all worked hard towards and that we're all working hard on. It's happening. Like, they're seeing the fruits of their good behavior coming true. So Mima Dawn says, awesome. It's in the box and it'll go out after payday. Thank you. Oh, the Muppets book, dude. Jerry. Yes. Jerry is the Muppets book guy. Jerry's found Muppets book.
It's a Muppets. The guys would go crazy.
Jerry, I'm going to have to get one of those. I did see it's half price. So maybe 2 of those. One for me, because I'm obsessed with the freaking Muppets, and one for the guys. We can make Muppets. We can all make Muppets. Cool. Yeah. Thank you for being here, everybody. I'm going to head out. Thank you to Trevor for showing up today and describing everything. If you have any questions, Kari's Threads of Hope at gmail.com. Of course, you can leave a comment. I try to see all the comments and respond to them. And you can always send notes of encouragement or anything you would like, please, to the address rotating on your screen in a fancy ticker. So we care about you guys, and we are so grateful that you're supporting this program. And have a good rest of your day, everybody. Bye. See ya.